Hello, we are recording. I thank you guys so much for wanting to see the recording, or sad I missed you last night. And I'm recording this secondhand because, of course, about 10 minutes in, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to hit record. And I didn't want you to miss anything. So I am going to run through the entire thing again. It'll be a little different since I'm not going to be fully interacting with you. Whereas last night I was kind of turning off the presentation and going through the grid view and seeing everyone and sharing. So I'm just going to have you do that in your journal with you, a little more internal and deeper. So let's get started. Let me share this desktop for you. All right, I hope you see it. We're gonna get moving. So again, thank you for signing up, doing the things. I'm happy that I can offer you this recording in place of the real live deal. So the secret formula to overcoming self-doubt. That is what we got here today. Um, I know some of you feel confident on some days, just on it, trust yourself. And some days you feel the exact opposite, maybe defeated, you know, discouraged, delayed in your progress. And this is a normal part of us as humans, but I'm going to teach you how to kind of untap and really teach you how to use your confidence when you need it. So, favorite quote. If you know Mel Robbins, amazing. It's great that you do know her. If you don't know her, I want you to go look her up after this. There's a lot of things you need to look up after this. Mel Robbins is a motivational speaker, author. She came up with the concept of the 5-second rule, where it's, with your brain, if you have an idea to act on a goal, you need to physically move within 5 seconds or your brain will kill it because of hesitation. Little more on that if you look it up. But she said something, obviously, right here about self-doubt. Self-doubt is the decision not to try. Let that sit for a second with you. Self-doubt is the decision not to try. I hope that gives you power to know that self-doubt is a choice, that it's something that is taught based on triggers from our fears, where you hesitate, you miss opportunities in your career, you think twice about what to wear, you go over a conversation in your head thinking you should have said less or more, and all because of self-doubt. So I'm super excited to go into all this and learning and giving you insight into overcoming that. So some of you logged me into this and may know me from life, teaching, or never met me at all, but I'm Jenna. And I'm a transformational life coach, personal trainer, and the creator of the NX method. Well, I will go in deeper into what that is exactly a little later. So my fitness journey began pretty much right alongside my journey in self-doubt. Here I am in all my glory. My spray tan bodybuilding days, I became a personal trainer during that time. It was a short chapter, but very defining one, to be at 20 years old, told at my fittest that I was second place beautiful or fourth place beautiful. Definitely did some damage on my image of myself. I didn't like myself during that time. And then I began to think others felt that way too. No fun. It took me a while to bounce back, and then I started teaching, and I loved it for a long time. It was amazing to move for a job. And I think, though, because I never fully healed from that previous chapter, that I just fell into another hole of just comparisonitis as I diagnosed myself from peers, coworkers, just like even people who weren't even on the same path as me. My worth began to be in the hands of everyone and anyone except me. Then it came a time where I was starting to to enroll in some help, right? It was like, Jenna, you can't do this alone. You aren't meant to do this alone. You need help. So started working with a spiritual healer, meditation coach, and just really learned a lot about myself and what I wanted. But but it was also in line with the time where I was doing a lot of amazing things. I was living in Toronto, high, like feeling good in my career, and just the highlight reel was awesome. But I was constantly anxious and constantly feeling like I just needed to be doing more, always wasn't doing enough. Then that led me to last year, hired my first life coach. She helped me launch my business, helped me really uncover all that was blocking me and really seeing beauty in myself from wherever I was in life or in, my timeline or what I wanted. I began to really take back my power, and that self-doubt left me without. And it was kind of at then when I really started to live. So 4 coaches later, currently have 2. I know you can live a life of flow and fulfillment and freedom, just like I have adopted, clearing yourself from the chatter in your head and being open to all that is meant for you. That's kind of the whole reason of doing this kind of work. Self-doubt is stopping you from becoming the woman or man you're meant to become. And we gotta get that bitch out of here. So you ready? Usually I'd say put a yes in the chat box, but just like yes in your bedroom, in your kitchen, wherever you are. All right. Before we get super deep, I'm going to get real with you. This is a journey. Personal development, self-doubt is part of your shadow self. It is always there. It's just how we can work with it and how we respond to even our own thoughts. There have been times where I felt so overcome with anxiety that was brought on by self-doubt that I just wanted to literally quit everything I was doing and just like not put myself out there, go get a job that paid me a paycheck weekly and just like whatever. Imposter syndrome is my self-doubt's best friend. They need each other. So when you start to apply these tools to, overcome self-doubt or whatever your self-doubt's best friend is, they start to take a back seat. And because I've applied the tools that I'm going to walk you through throughout the NX method too, I can sit here and genuinely say, I love my body. I love myself. And that sounds really simple, but sometimes you can't even get those words out if you look in the mirror. And I know you could be facing similar blocks. It took me a long time to get beyond it. But it's really amazing to feel at peace with my journey and just trust that even if I'm not exactly where I imagined myself physically, mentally, or even financially, I know I have the capabilities to get there. Releasing self-doubt from the headspace. So, little exercise. Take a moment. If you don't have a notebook, go grab one. I want you to jot down 3 things that come to the top of your head when you think of a goal you want to accomplish or something you've been avoiding, something, you feel like you're just hitting a wall on. Okay. Spark some inspo. I'll let you know a few of mine. Just write those down first. I'll wait. Give you like 30 seconds. Alrighty. So my first 3 goals at the top of my head, I'd say definitely deepen my meditation practice, just to feel more grounded in this crazy world post 2020. Invest in myself even more to focus on my growth and my business's growth to serve people better and to work out for me, not on video, not on anything, just like my own time where it's not documented. So I want you to really keep those close to you and start to think about what energy you need to embody to begin steps towards those goals. So let's sit back. I'm gonna have you close your eyes. We're gonna visualize. Extremely important. Some of you may have done visualization work before. This is where it begins. This is where you see yourself, your future self. So take a deep inhale, close your eyes, and start to see that future version of yourself. See that beautiful, free spirit who has direction and confidence and is surrounded by high vibrational people. You look at your week ahead and you're excited. Imagine if self-doubt did not exist. What does it look like? What does that person look like? Are they clear of stress? Are they on their way to starting a business that scares them? Are they finally in a consistent flow with their physical body journey? Are they free from a toxic partner? Are they confident in what they do every day, in what they say, because they decided to invest in themselves? Welcome, truck. Welcome all the outside noises. We all travel different roads that have different, obstacles, but I want you to know and trust you are here in this moment watching this for a reason. Hearing these words, allowing them to guide you with openness, curiosity, and kindness. Deep breath in of clarity, of direction, of freedom. Let it go. All right, y'all. Let's make some shit happen. Secret formula to overcoming self-doubt. I've done it. I've taught my clients, and I'm going to teach you. So, number 1, unlearning shame, learning compassion. So, I want you to write down in your journal, whatever you got, something that brings you shame right now. First thing. For me, I personally feel shame, that kind of like almost embarrassed feeling. If I post something on Instagram and no one interacts with it, it kind of takes me back to a feeling of hustling for worthiness, like when my classes weren't full. It's not a fun feeling, right? So it could be, messing up your diet or skipping a day in the gym, and then that leads to skipping a week. It could be interacting with someone from your past you decided to let go of. All right. So over the years, shame has been associated with moral behavior, right? Did something bad as a kid, shame on you. Classic Game of Thrones walk, or even like walk of shame. Let's talk about that for a second. It's like, why do we even feel shame for having a good time the night before? I mean, as women, if they're all women watching this, but we already have to work super hard to move through that double standard. So might as well do it confidently. Here's your mini science lesson. The frontal lobe, shame's control center. So shame and guilt are very different. Guilt is actually in our amygdala. Super different processing. Frontal lobe is responsible for expressive language and voluntary movement, managing a higher level of executive function. So that's where we're going to focus on. These functions are capacity to plan, organize, initiate, and control one's responses to achieve a goal. Yeah, there it is. So shame is literally robbing our brains the resources it needs to respond effectively to a challenging situation. Therefore, when we mess up or we feel like we came up short, what our brains are doing is actually making us stuck in a cycle of repeating that behavior, right? Creating a familiar problem and a familiar solution. It feels good when we solve it, but we're not really addressing the narrative, the issue, and without showing ourselves any compassion either. Thank God for Brene Brown. Also, look this up if you have not read this book. Oh my God, it has showed me literally what compassion really means and how I can adopt that into how I live my everyday life. She is a shame researcher. I'm sure you know her from many other ways, but that's her claim to fame, a shame researcher, and her answer to living through shame is to learn self-compassion, learn acceptance, and learn love for yourself. It's a practice and it is a choice. And once you've mastered that, you'll gain courage and strength mentally to trust the process and adopt a growth mindset rather than a fixed one. Learning to love and openly receive what magic and opportunity can come from those failure moments. We're not really failing if we're taking from it, right? Another little write down. This is what I feel when I narrowed it down, what compassion really, embodies is own it, where you messed up, where you're lacking, where you want more. Integrity, being honest with yourself, and authenticity. Write it. Adapting to responding with these aspects in mind rather than reacting the way we've been wrongly conditioned to can open up a whole level of possibilities beyond shame and within love. So, like I said a minute ago, it's a practice and it's a learned skill, all of it. So, number 2, commitment to your practice. One of my struggles is consistency. It's always been a thing, lack of focus, motivation. I've always, one of my stories I tell myself is, oh, I'm just a starter. I just like put my hands in a lot of different baskets to learn and do this. And that is just to justify the actual fact that I lose focus and motivation. And a huge factor to overcoming this is a team of support I've had behind me, to get outside of myself and kind of remove myself from the situation to look in from a different lens. Who can relate to that? Of just, it's challenging to have integrity when it comes to facing yourself, right? All about that commitment. So ask yourself right now, deep breath, honestly, where can you show up more? And I know there's going to be something that comes right to your mind, whether it's fitness, nutrition, communicating and connecting with those important to you. Where can you show up? Let's go back to that quote. So, also Mel Robbins. This is actually, she said both of these in the same sentence. Self-doubt is the decision not to try. Confidence is the decision to try, right? Confidence is not a trait, it's a choice, as is self-doubt. And sometimes we simply don't have all the information before deciding. And that's where intuition comes in, and practicing leaning into that. So, question: how many of you wake up, grab your phone, begin the scroll, and you see someone doing something really amazing in their business, or a beautiful home decorated when you didn't get a tree till December 20th, and engagements, babies, travel, transformation photos, and you're just like, ugh, comparisonitis. Every day. It's a death trap. It's a racket in your mind that is throwing you off track, your track, not theirs. So the secret to it all, right? To not feeling like a fraud in your own life. The degree to which you can keep your promises to yourself. That's it. We see others doing awesome things, whether that be in our field or not. And it's not that they're better. Maybe they've been doing it a little longer. Maybe they had help. Maybe they kept their promises. Starting and stopping is a big thing in our society, and it holds us back. So stay committed, keep those promises, and show up to prioritize you. We do not do that enough. We prioritize being thoughtful, helping other people, doing what we can, and then it comes time to pay attention to ourselves, and we're tired. We did a lot already, and we're good. We're happy. We're fine. It just requires patience, unlearning, that fine feeling and learning consistency and learning compassion. And it involves failure and acceptance. And did I mention practice? One of my go-tos to set you up for success with commitment is really honing in on your blocks. I drive home the why behind the why, right? And create freedom from awareness. Once you're aware of the whys behind the stalling and delays and comparison and insecurity, lack of direction, you're more likely to, one, hold yourself accountable, and two, understand yourself more deeply, to break the unhealthy patterns and develop new ones that serve your higher purpose. And there's an excitement in grasping that information about yourself. Trust me, it gets like me excited thinking about it. Going from feeling, for me, lost, but going through the motions and doing a million things, to doing less, but doing it more powerfully, right? Is that how you say that? More powerfully? Yes. And confidently, and knowing it's what I'm meant to be doing. Like gives me the chills, brings me back to when I really decided to pivot. The power of practice and consistency is really all you need. That's like that backbone and passion, of course, but yeah, to really just continue to show up. So, third secret have for you. It's a combo: support, community, mentorship. What drives you, even if you're not aware of it, is someone believing in you. And what's really interesting is, as I've learned in my own journey, to feel and be like the absolute best, most authentic me was when I was looking to people who are on a similar journey. So, not as much family and friends, though it's amazing to have their support. But when you're on a journey like this, you're going to level up. You're going to raise your vibration and find you want to be around people who are also raising theirs, to have others hold you accountable, that space to be there for the breakthroughs and the breakdowns. I don't want you to see accountability as having someone there to make sure you hit your goals and all that and like check the boxes. Accountability for me is an energy. It's an energy in connection with those around you that unveil your capabilities, that bring out the best. Accountability is non existent without other people, and it exists because it brings out the best in you. And to me, that's a very beautiful thing. So when I fired, when I hired my first coach, I was terrified. Like, what did I just do spending that much money? And now I think about it, and I would go back and spend 3 times that if I had to start over. Mentorship and support, whether you are trying to quit your job and start a business, learn to say I love you in the mirror, feeling confident in whatever you wear, or ready to walk out of that relationship. Those are what give you the bricks in which to build the bridge and get to the other side, to feel the side where life is free and clear and effortless. And I would not be who I am, have the mindset I have, or be here doing this right now if I had not taken that leap. So the reason you may have failed in the past is because you tried to do it on your own through a million different outlets you saw online, reading self-help books. Now what, right? Don't be a Virgo. Ask for help. I'm a Virgo. And I swallowed my pride and saw that to be resilient meant doing something about it, right? Like man cold. It's like the opposite of resilience. I have a cold and it's like they're dying. Not all of them, but I've seen it. So, one of the greatest barriers to connection is this cultural pressure we face on going it alone. We see success as not needing anyone, and that's simply not true. Overcoming self-doubt is about giving and openly receiving, sharing, and presently listening. And because I've had an outlet where I can voice concerns and setbacks and small wins and big wins, I can honestly owe a huge amount of my success and just shift to my own mentorship and support. So, question for you, just like tally them off. We can't really raise our hands. Who gets overwhelmed when they feel like they're checking off a list and it just seems like things keep appearing at the end of it? So flustered. Who sometimes feels more comfortable talking to people they're not super close with about mental and physical changes? Me for sure. Who feels ease when they can feel like they can trust the process because they have someone or something to depend on, right? Which is why we need each other to achieve amazing things. Of course, we can get a lot done on our own, but we can tap into magic when we collaborate. If anyone's into tarot cards or not, there's this one card called the Three of Pentacles. I flip that card all the time. I swear, when I read, I do little readings for clients, I'll do readings for other people, and I flip it for myself. And it is the card of seeking outside help and collaboration. That you have the magic, I have the magic. And when each side is appreciated and pulls the weakness of the other, the results are unimaginable, right? When you are willing to tap into that side where you can just keep absorbing other people's greatness with your greatness. We are a very tribal people. Goes back hundreds of generations. We are also a fearful people. We went from fearing dying by getting a small cut, then evolved with the planet to now shifting to fearing the unknown and fearing failure and uncertainty. So rather than turn paralyzed to that fear, learn where you can find it useful, right? By leaning into your intuition rather than the supposed to be's and the shoulds. The fear is there for a reason, so lean into it. Follow the fear. We are not meant to do this journey alone. We grow together and we overcome together. And this is just a little small portion of what we cover during the inner sized sessions of the NX method. I think it's actually like literally one, not even a whole session of one. This kind of work is invaluable to sustaining and solidifying your foundation in which to build your dream life. So let's do another visualization. I want you to sit back, roll your shoulders, take a breath, feeling inhale, exhale, allowing your eyes to close. Again, imagine you, the future you. What do you look like? How do you feel if self-doubt was not an issue? If distraction was no longer a derailment from what you want to accomplish? You are free, clear, on the other side. One filling inhale. Hold on to what you're feeling right now. As you exhale again, open your eyes and I want you to write down the word you're feeling. That feeling, whatever it is, or sentence. So that transformation, that feeling that you're feeling right now, and you imagine what is possible for you, that is why I created the NX Method program. Because you know what's really fucking painful? Staying the same when all you want to do is evolve. Grab a pen again. So here's what you're going to do. I want you to write down any questions you have right now over like what we just spoke about. Because I want you to have those questions and you can email me them, DM me them, and I will, of course, answer them hopefully on like a call and we can chat in real life. But I want you to write the questions down now so they are clear from your headspace and we can stay present as we move on. Give you a minute. All right. You can finally begin your transformation, right? After this workshop you are listening to, this is like, I hope you find awareness and a shift, uncovering your blocks, learning the tools to move beyond them, and supplementing the physical side of fitness to create a beautiful flow for yourself. You can finally become the woman you're meant to become, the person you're meant to become, that dream that, you dream, it becomes real life to you, from you, by you. When I created this 12-week program, it was because I didn't want anyone to feel controlled by self-doubt or lack of direction or comparison or anxiety like I had been. And if they did, which I know a lot of people are, I wanted to guide them, to guide you, to put, yourself back in the driver's seat. So to solidify this foundation I keep talking about and begin your transformation, when you join, you'll have, 30 plus on-demand workouts that will give you a feeling of empowerment, confidence, and just strength, physical, mental. Then we have more workout classes. I'm going to throw in live classes with me and some really amazing guest instructors. Weekly coaching calls. Some of them are focused more on kind of the content of what we'll be going over. And then another at the next week will be just like a check-in bonus type call. You're coached by me throughout the entire program. And the one-on-one coaching, we do this to kind of kick off and support your exact goals. Then we have our private Facebook group. And this is, that accountability. And it's not to just show up because you feel like you're supposed to. This is to share support for each other and celebrate wins big and small. Then you got your journal. Where is my journal? Your hard copy. Mine is chewed up by my dog, but here it is. Will be sent right to you. And then our module style coaching exercises. You'll have access to all the challenges and homeworks in this really cool online course they set up, which is really awesome. I'm excited to walk everyone through it. I do it myself all the time. I love it. Ongoing support, as always. I can promise you, you will never feel lost in this process, which is so important as you're building a life that's yours. And I cannot stress enough how having community to celebrate and work with has helped my own journey so much. And it's just super crucial to feeling good throughout this, feeling supported. You're going to step into your new power. And just this type of hands-on coaching experience has helped so many people develop a newfound respect for their process. It's been super beautiful to watch. And I know now, I know you're ready to finally make the change you need. You wouldn't be here otherwise, because self-doubt has had you on a hamster wheel while you daydream about the life or body or mindset that you need or want, all of it that you've imagined for yourself. Learning and implementing the INX method, including overcoming self-doubt, of course, has been key pillars on this journey. And I just want to show you how the mental and the physical work in this, how these people become somebody who don't have self-doubt, or they have it and as the shadow self, and they know how to work through it because they weren't focusing their transformation on like a one tunnel vision way. They created flow with amazing results. So Alana, she came to me and needed more of a structure and a work-life balance, which I love when people say that, because I was like, I'm going to fix that. She, work was the priority. Work was number one always. And her happiness was, fell to contentment. We can do better than content, people. Major mental gains that have pushed her to literally renovate her home that she's been waiting to do, clean up her home and do all these amazing things and just feel good again. Tanya, what a flip. As she said it best, a new normal. I remember when she told me she got more insight from one of our coaching sessions through more than like a therapy session. And she was really willing and open to dive in and decipher where her past had weighed her down. And it was amazing to watch her flourish. You know, this program allows you to conquer the unknowns and the fears and fit into old snow pants like Kelly. Kelly came to me when she needed focus and confidence. And she also really wanted to create an exit plan from leaving her 9 to 5, which I love coaching people who want to pivot, especially when it's going for something they've always wanted to do. And not only is she now in an apprenticeship in the interior design world, in which she wanted to switch to, she now has a date to exit her current job. And then this client, I love this one because she started working with me and she always said she had knee pain, but she never had an injury. And I was like, I know what we need. Resistance training. Get those weights involved. So we strengthen the muscles around her knee doing leg exercises focused on that. And she literally runs 5Ks like a champ all the time. Like, I don't even run them. I don't run at all. What am I saying? By implementing these 3 secrets, right? Being open to receive new things and investing in your confidence and your journey, you are unstoppable. For real. I get excited thinking about it. Love this shit. I know I said that before, but like, things that used to take up your headspace for days will no longer matter. I remember when I started doing this kind of work, I even found my focus getting better because I swapped fear for excitement as my mind and body changed. And I was on this path that was for me, by me. I'm so grateful to watch you do the same without hesitation. It's your turn, y'all. So, question again. Are you going to continue to let self-doubt hold you back? No. You are fully in control. I am giving you the option to literally transform every aspect of your life, mind, body, and soul. And only you have the power to decide if you're going to take the leap to overcome self-doubt or let it win. And I'm so thrilled you now have the power, insight, and awareness to make that choice. Remember, I said awareness is freedom. That is like sentence with me. If I had to put a piece of paper like with me forever, it would be that when you see something a new way or a different way, it will be forever changed in your mind. You cleaned the lens, you swapped the filter, you removed the filter maybe. So even when you act in an old pattern, you'll know in your core you are acting in the opposite way than what serves you. And then you have a choice to make. So are we doing this or not? As now what? I will, as I send this recording to you, I will also drop a link to set up a 20-30 minute action call, and we can talk about your 2021 agenda, how you're feeling, what's blocking you, and like get you set up for this. See if the program's a good fit for you, if it's what you need right now. And I am just happy to provide this gift for you, this awareness, and I'm really excited to watch people evolve and express and elevate themselves. All right, y'all. Let's close this out with a quick grounding meditation. Again, we're going to sit back away from that screen. We're in front of them too long anyway. Roll your shoulders, shake it out. Big welcoming inhale. Fill the lungs down to your belly. And on the exhale, if they're not closed already, close your eyes. Allow your body to relax Starting at the crown of your head, your forehead releases, your jaw unclenches, shoulders sink from the ears. You feel it down your arms into your fingertips, your solar plexus to your root, and all the way to your toes. I want you to breathe in gratitude for yourself in this moment, for taking this step and beginning your shift. Exhale hesitation, exhale doubt. You are beyond more powerful than you think, than you know. Sit with that. Sit with your possibilities without doubt. And breathe in, deep inhale, love, and exhale even more love. For what you release comes right back around. All right. That was fun to do all over again. Thank you guys so much. Again, save your questions that you wrote down. Please email me any question that you have, DM me, all the things. I want to hear your biggest insight. I want to hear, something you really took away from this. So let me know. Better to serve you. And you are all so beautiful. The souls, even like I feel, even though there's no one here right now, for real. I was so nervous to do this last night, even, and it's my first time doing something like this. It's like public speaking, but not really, and it's interesting because I was so used to throwing on a mic, the music, and it was different vibes though. It's like now there's nothing tied behind. It's like I'm here, me, just me. So I thank you for accepting me and hearing me and allowing yourself this time to truly evolve. So again, I will email you all with the link to book your call with me. My schedule's on there. So like anytime that works for you, if it's available on there, go ahead. And I will talk to you soon. Love you. Mean it. Bye.